Nacua has absolutely exploded onto the NFL scene and has made a lot of fantasy football owners extremely happy. This 5th round NFL draft pick has not only established himself as being the best rookie wide receiver in the NFL, but he has an argument to be the best wide receiver in the entire league. And with Puka Nacua coming out of the complete blue, a lot of people are asking, who is Puka Nacua? Well, today you're about to find out. Leave this video a like, comment your thoughts down below on how great Puka Nacua's season is going, and hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications if you want to see more of these type of videos. Born May 29th, 2001, Makaya Puka Nacua was born in Provo, Utah. Puka Nacua is of Samoan, Hawaiian, and Portuguese descent, and that's where he got his nickname Puka, meaning fat and chubby in Samoan. Now, Puka Nacua was always an extremely gifted athlete. However, it wasn't until high school, which for most athletes, where he really took that next step. Nacua showed promise early at Orem High School, which is one of the best high school teams in all of Utah, and he is a 4-year player at the varsity level. Puka Nacua started as a freshman for Orem High School, where he played in 9 games and had 23 receptions for 265 yards and had 2 touchdowns. However, his sophomore year was where he truly exploded onto the high school scene, where in 10 games had 48 catches for 977 yards and 5 touchdowns. But I want y'all to look at me. Puka Nacua's junior and senior year is where he went on another level. As a junior, Puka Nacua took a step that not many people saw coming. In 12 games for Orem High School, caught 87 passes for 1,692 yards for 24 touchdowns, averaging 19 yards a catch. In 2018, Puka Nacua was named the Polynesian Bowl Player of the Year and was the Utah State Gatorade Player of the Year. And after putting up a phenomenal junior season, a lot of these top recruits, they end up, not that they necessarily coast in their senior year, but they're not looking to really do a whole lot. They're just trying to, collect their offers and just get to college healthy. But that's not what Puka Nacua did. In Puka Nacua's senior year, he did something that very few wide receivers can say that they have done in high school, where in 14 games, Puka Nacua caught 103 passes for 2,336 yards and 26 touchdowns, averaging 22.7 yards a catch. In 2019, Puka Nacua led all high school receivers in receiving yards, was the 2019 All-American Bowl Offensive Player of the Year after leading his Orem High School team to back-to-back state championships. And that elite high school resume, along with him standing at 6'2", 190 pounds, had him ranked as the #1 player in Utah, the 8th best wide receiver in the country, and a 4-star recruit being ranked as the 48th best player nationally in the class of 2019. And coming out of high school, Puka Nacua had major offers from teams like USC, Utah, and Oregon, all vying for his signature, but Puka Nacua ended up joining the Washington Huskies in 2019. Now, after Puka Nacua put up a legendary high school career, a lot of people were expecting him to go into college and maintain some level of success as to what we saw in high school. I mean, he had the size, the speed, the agility, had all the athleticism that you'd be looking for in a top-tier wide receiver. However, that's not really what happened for Puka Nacua. As a Washington Husky, Puka Nacua played as a true freshman and played in 8 games where he caught 7 passes for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, don't get me wrong, Puka Nacua was still that big playmaking wide receiver. I mean, he was averaging 26 yards a catch as a true freshman for the Huskies. It was simply he wasn't given enough opportunities to show that elite level playmaking that he had. And heading into Nacua's sophomore year, he was expected to really take that next step forward. However, injuries plagued his sophomore year, where he only played in 3 games, catching 9 passes for 151 yards and 1 touchdown. After battling with injuries in his sophomore year and not being truly focused as that true #1 wide receiver target as he should be, Puka Nacua ended up transferring from Washington to BYU, and that's where he really made a big time name for himself and put himself on the NFL scouting radar. As a junior and in Puka Nacua's first season with BYU, he played in 12 games where he caught 43 passes for 805 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 18.7 yards a catch. This was a huge step up from Puka Nacua's first 2 seasons in college football, showing that when he is the main focus of an offense, especially the receiving side of the offense, that he can really make big time plays on semi-moderate volume. And heading into Puka Nacua's 4th season in college football, this was going to be not his true make or break season, but this was going to be the season that really defined where he was going to be ended up drafted. Is he going to be a day 1, early day 2 guy, or is he going to slip to day 3 and be one of those fringe, if they even get drafted, guys? Well, Puka Nacua went out there and put out enough tape to show that he is an NFL caliber player. However, injuries came yet again and ended up hindering his senior year. Puka Nacua only played in 9 games where he caught 48 passes for 625 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging a career low 13 yards a catch. Puka Nacua finished off his college career with 107 receptions for 1,749 yards and 14 touchdowns, averaging 16.3 yards a catch. Overall, very solid stats, but those are not the stats of a guy that you're wanting to invest a big time draft pick on. After putting up an elite high school career and putting together a respectable college career, but with the threat of injuries, there was a lot of questions around his game overall. There was a lot of questions for Puka Nacua going into the 2023 NFL draft. And Puka Nacua did everything that he could to get himself drafted. During the NFL Combine, he put together very solid numbers, measuring in at 6'1" and 5/8 inches, 201 pounds. He ran a 4.57 40-yard dash, had a 33-inch vertical jump, a 10-foot 1-inch broad jump, and benched 225 pounds 15 times. Overall, you can see that Puka Nacua was an athlete. However, we've all seen the NFL Combine, and we know that those are pretty average numbers across the board. I mean, you're looking for, especially your top tier wide receivers, to be running closer to that 4.4 mark. You're looking for, the vertical is nice, 33-inch vertical, that's nice. 15 reps on the bench also lets you know that he's a very strong player. But overall, you're looking for more just elite measurables, closer to 40-inch vertical, closer to 4.4 40, things like that. So because of all the questions surrounding Puka Nacua, not putting up elite college production, having the injury concerns, he ended up dropping to the 5th round and was the 177th pick in the 2023 NFL draft. There were 18 wide receivers taken before Puka Nacua. But none of that matters when you got that dog inside of you. Puka Nacua during training camp quickly established himself as being a true underdog sleeper in the Rams 2023 draft class, quickly elevating himself into a starting position. And especially with Cooper Kupp having his injury concerns and just having his injuries that he was dealing with all offseason, this was Puka Nacua's time to shine and truly step onto the world stage and let everybody know that they should not have slept on the kid from Provo. In week 1 of the 2023 NFL season, Puka Nacua put the world on notice versus the Seahawks, having 10 receptions for 119 yards. Hey, but you know, that was just a fluke. He's definitely not going to do that against that elite 49ers defense. Oh, he just went one up and had 15 receptions for 147 yards. He had a more average game versus the Bengals, where he had 5 receptions for 72 yards, but then he followed that up versus the Colts, putting together his best game so far, having 9 catches for 163 yards and 1 touchdown. Puka Nacua through 4 games is on pace to have one of the greatest wide receiver seasons of all time. Forget just as a rookie, every single wide receiver, Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Puka Nacua is putting himself in that atmosphere of talent. Hey, if there's one thing that we could say, is that the Rams know how to draft a late round wide receiver. So that is who Mikheya Puka Nacua is. Guys, be sure to leave this video a like and comment your thoughts down below. How surprised are you at just how well that Puka Nacua is doing so far in his early NFL career? This kid is absolutely taking off. I first heard about him back when he was in high school, still just torching up Provo or any defense in Utah, playing for Provo or playing for Orem in Provo. This kid is just an absolute stud. I remember watching him as a senior just absolutely just go crazy. I love seeing that success is carried on into the NFL, and I see nothing but a bright future for this kid. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications. I love and appreciate all y'all, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.